Hey everyone, this is Dr. B from Steps to the Future, coming to you a college and career conversations with Dr. B. And this week, we're talking about National Career Development Month. It's November 1st. November 1st for people that are in the IEC and college counselors and school counseling world. November 1st is whew, it's one of those days. So this is one of the early action deadline dates. So we have quite a few students who may still be working on last minute applications that are due at 11:59 p.m. their local time or the school's time zone. So they need to make sure that they check to see which it is. So this month, I really want to talk to you about National Career Development Month and just talk about careers in general, because that's what I do. I love talking about people who are in different careers. Last month, it was National Women's Small Business Month. So we focused on women who have small businesses. Again, we're going to continue focusing on folks and their different careers. So I just want to kick off this month with just a little bit about National Career Development Month and where you can find some resources in order to help you um, figure out either your next career path or to help someone figure out theirs. So stay tuned and we will see you in a few seconds. So, hey, I am back. I hope that you can hear me okay. So, if anybody out there that's watching, if you can hear okay, let me know. Put a message in the chat. Technology always gets the best of us, and my trusty microphone that I use, my Yeti, I messed up the plug and did something to it, so I've got to get that fixed before I can use it again. And the microphones on your laptops aren't always the best and don't always give you the best sound, but we're going with what we have this evening. So hopefully it will work out. Thank you, Develina. I appreciate you that you can hear me fine. Um, so let me start out. So November is National Career Development Month, as decreed by the National Career Development Association. This is an association that I have belonged to for quite a while. And one of the things that they always do during November is that they host a NCDA poetry and art contest. So there are some schools that are currently working on this. So let me just share my screen with you and show you a little bit of this. Yeah, so this is on the National Career Development's website, but it's also their page for their poetry and art contest. And this is open to people of all ages. So schools have started doing this. It's open to adults who are 18 and older who aren't enrolled in school. So if you're interested in creating something for the National Career Development Poetry and Art Contest Month, whew, the mouth is not working well today. Please feel free to do so. And as you can see, you see all the categories here. So when you see those different categories, some schools are participating. But again, if you're 18 and older and you're not enrolled in school and you want to do so, you can do so. And you'll see all the details here. And the topic for this year's Career Development Month is the future of work, the role of artificial intelligence and automation. So think about that. So this is a pretty neat website, gives you some different resources. Some of the resources you can only access if you're a member. Like I said, I've been a member for a number of years. So I really, really love doing this and using this particular site. So another thing I want to do, so on my own business website, I have a whole section of career resources. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that those were available to you. So if you were to go to my website, stepstothefuture.com, go to the resources section, click on career, you will see all of these lists of resources. I have a few more resources that I know I want to put up here that I haven't put up here yet, but let me just share a few of my favorites with you this evening. Now, most likely we won't be here for an hour tonight because I know I have a couple of students that are still getting applications in, and I have a couple of essays to double check just to make sure that they have everything that they need and that they have crossed all of their T's and dotted all of their I's. So let's get back to the career resources over here. So one of the first one here is, Career Cornerstone Center. Now, we hear so much about STEM careers. So there is quite a few resources out there for STEM careers. So if you were to click on this, it would take you to this particular site. And it just gives you information about all different career areas around the STEM areas, science, technology, engineering, and math, then separate ones on computing and healthcare. So it's definitely something that you want to think about. And this is even great for teachers. Teachers, if you're looking for resources to use in your classrooms as you're trying to incorporate more career awareness and career exploration into your lesson plans, this is a great site to use. I really, really appreciate this site. Now we know, we're a generation, or we're a nation now where we love to see things and hear things and watch videos. So Careers Out There is a pretty neat site. Gives you, oh, is it going to? Yeah. So it's different videos. So again, this one is about what it takes to be a nurse. So there's, an episode there where it tells you, where you can talk to people, or you can watch the sneak peek of the episode. Um, and so many different sites there. I love it that the one they're featuring this month, or on the top of the screen now, is what it takes to be a nurse, because my newsletter, which I distribute monthly, will be coming out in a couple of days. And what I love about the newsletter, the way it's set up, is it always highlights a career. And this week, this month, the career that's highlighted is nursing. So again, remember, if you are interested in subscribing to that newsletter, here's how you do it. You just go to Steps Newsletter and go to bit.ly/Steps 140, and that will get you on the subscription list, and you will be getting your first issue of Steps, my little newsletter, by the end of this week. So again, if you're interested in that newsletter, please make sure you do that. So let me just see a couple of others that now this is also playing on YouTube, but sometimes people will say, "Well, I'm not on Facebook and I couldn't remember what your YouTube channel was, or, I didn't search for you." So here's another way that you can also find me. You can just go right to my website, go to Steps to the Future, and click on College and Career Conversations with Dr. B, and it will take you to my YouTube channel. Now, what I would love for all of you to do when you go onto my YouTube channel, so if I were to go to the home page, there would be a subscribe button on there. So I would love it if you would go to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe. I'm really trying to build up my subscribers, so I would appreciate anyone that would do that. So as you can see, we have, we're showing here live now. So if we were to click on that, we would see this broadcast going live. Last week we had Tiffany Hayward. The week before we had members of the Burden family and the Winborn family, 3 generations of entrepreneurs. So again, here's another resource for you to help you figure out what it is that you're going to do with your career. And especially for those of you who may be, deciding on changing careers. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a career changer. And right now, what's going on in our world, and particularly in the United States, is something they call the Great Resignation. We're seeing so many people who are deciding, okay, I'm not feeling good about this job I'm in anymore. It's not paying me what I need to have a livable wage. It also isn't providing me the kind of work-life balance that I want. I don't know how much we really can balance, but also, um, you don't want to be just working all the time. You don't want to just, that's your whole life. So people are really reevaluating what's going on in their lives and looking at, is this the job for me? So again, so anybody that's joining in, this is November is National Career Development Month. So tonight I'm just talking about different career resources that I think would really help you out a lot. And you can share with the young folks in your life. You can share with the folks that are out looking for new careers. But here's a place that you can start to get some information. So again, let's go back to the career page. So one of the great things, so a lot of times students are saying, I don't really know what I want to major in, or I don't know what different majors consist of. So here's a nice site. It's called College Majors 101. Let's make sure it comes up. Yep. So it gives you all kinds of different information. And part of what I want people to do now, especially young folks, this is the time to explore, expand your options because sometimes you only know about the careers that may be within your family. Now, I know with me growing up being a first generation college student, um, there wasn't anyone that had gone to college before me. So the careers were mostly, working in factories or doing unskilled labor and what have you. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I knew that meant going to college. Didn't quite know what all of that meant, but I found out once I went to college. So again, this is a great source to just help you figure out some of the resources that are out there for you. So you can look at different sites and you can see a lot of the stuff up here that's new. They've been doing a lot of updating on their website. So this is College Majors 101, and you can find all of this information on my website. And let's go back to it. So again, this is my website, Steps to the Future. You just go under resources and you can find this information. So please make sure you use it. Make sure you're sharing this out with people. So Debelina is telling us, let's see, let's get her up here. She's saying, shedding light on changing careers, stigma, stereotyping, and fear associated with career change. That is so true, Debelina. I remember when I moved to North Carolina. I thought I was going to continue working at a college and continue in that role as a career advisor or academic advisor or something because I'd been doing something similar and never planned on becoming an entrepreneur and doing this as a business. Um, and I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm in my 50s doing this and changing careers. So even though I changed careers, I'm still in the same realm. I'm still in education. I'm always going to be a teacher. That's why I think I love doing these so much because it's an opportunity to be in front of a virtual classroom. So yes, changing careers is there is a stigma to it, but you know what? Go for it. This is the time to do it. We're seeing so many people doing so. We're seeing companies welcoming people. I was listening to a man earlier on a talk show, a radio talk show, talking about he made the decision to change jobs. And he was nervous about it because he said he had been at this other place for a number of years, but he felt like his work wasn't valued and what have you. And he ended up going on, I think he said he went on Indeed.com and found a job that paid $15 more an hour and was closer to his house. And he loves it. So again, thinking about those career changers, um, go out there and try it out. For people that live, one of the things I recommend for everybody, whatever county, community you live in, always go to your human resources. So this is the link for Cumberland County Human Resources. So for those of you that live in this county, you can find out what kind of opportunities are offered by your local community. So everyone needs to do that. Again, some other videos here. Here's a site called Gladio. I actually got this from my friend Bob Tyra, who does a lot of work with helping students with careers. He's a former school counselor and a former administrator of a school counseling project. So again, here's an opportunity just to explore different careers. You can just see what's on here. There's a career quiz that you can take. So think about doing that. So there's all kinds of things. So decide. So sit down, get a plan, and say, okay, even if it's just once a week, say, Monday for like 2 hours. I'm just going to explore one of these websites, see what it offers for me, see what I can learn differently. So think about that. So sit down, write a plan, come up with what it is that you want to do, um, and how you could do it, and how these resources could possibly help you. So let's see. Let me get back to okay. So let me get back to the website here because I made the mistake of clicking out of it. So if you will come to the home page, you would see here Steps to the Future. And I really believe that the work that I do is transformational, relational, and definitely career oriented. I'm really all about folks thinking about what they're going to do because work is important and has a lot to do with who we are. And it's so important to find work that you enjoy that really speaks to you. So again, under here, under the resources, you find some more. And I'm not going to go through all of these because it's like could be super boring. But again, anybody, any comments, let me know. Here is this has to be one of my absolute favorite podcasts. How I Built This with Guy Raz. I started listening to this maybe about maybe a year ago. I don't know, maybe a little sooner than that. I mean, a little later than that. But what I love is that what he does is he goes, so we're all consumers, we're all always buying stuff. So what he does is he talks to the people behind these companies that we either use their products on a daily basis, or there's something about them that we know, or we consume their products, or we use their services. It's just so interesting hearing how people got started and the challenges that they had. So, we always think, oh, yeah, they own their own company. They got it made. This is good. Look at that. This is the behind the scenes story. And then leading up to where they are today. So, again, and I love when I walk in the morning to listen to one of these podcasts and just listen because you always learn something. You always learn something from people. So, this just is a few of his latest ones. Um, So just so much here, so much here. So again, take some time to listen to this. And Guy Raz also has a book out by the same name. So you might want to check that out. I'm all about the books too and reading. One other resource, maybe I'll do one or two more. So there's another one that's on here. Let's see. Let's see which ones I would like to show to you. So I kind of like this one because it's from the US Department of Labor and they have so many different resources on it. It's called My Next Move. And again, it's, part of ONET, Occupational Network. You can search for careers by keywords and find out what is it about that career that interests me. You can browse them by industries. There's also My Next Move for veterans, which helps veterans um, find a match in a civilian life to what they were doing in the military. And that's so important. And living here in Fayetteville, in a military community, it's so important that our military personnel have opportunities when they leave active duty. So again, this is really good. There's also, you'll see this little thing up here, interest. There is a career interest survey that you can take. That's pretty good, and it's based on the Hollins Code, which is probably the most researched career theory in the world. So again, you can go there and do that. One that I really like is Road Trip Nation. I love Road Trip Nation and everything that they have to offer. So what they do, for those of you that aren't familiar with Road Trip Nation, they actually have this bus and people go on road trips to learn about different careers, to learn about themselves, and just to see what else is going on. So it's just so, so cool. It's one of my favorite sites to just go on and see what they're talking about. So, they have different videos. They talk to different people and different career pathways. These are real people. These aren't people that are just made up people or it's a script. They have to uh, they have to apply to be part of Road Trip Nation. They also have a book. You know, Love it that they have a book. Oh, Devalina says she loves Road Trip Nation. I know, I love it too. I think it's like so good and it just has so much great information. Let me see. Let's see there. Let me see. Maybe I'll do one other. Um, so one of the things I also would recommend to people, so many careers have professional associations. So it's a good thing to look at the professional associations and see what they're saying. Here's one, because a lot of my kids sometimes talk about they want to be a pharmacist. So here's a site that I came across one day and looking for information about pharmacy. So there's this whole site on, pharmacy is right for me. So it tells you what it means to be a pharmacist, and there's a quiz that you can take. There's information about the different careers, the resources and opportunities. There's a blog, career profiles. Um, So there's so much on here. So again, if you know someone that's interested in being a pharmacist, have them look at that. So here they're highlighting the University of New Mexico's College of Pharmacy, looking at 100 plus pharmacy career pathways, and World Health Day, how future pharmacists are integral in building a fairer, healthier world. So again, some resources to get you started, to use with young folks, to use for yourself. Again, if you're interested in getting my monthly newsletter, this is open to anybody that wants to subscribe to it. It comes to you electronically. The November's issue will be coming out soon. This is the URL for that. So let me move over to, so that's enough. So again, that's the resources on Steps to the Future. You can find some college resources there. Here are some financial aid resources, some career resources, some resources for parents. I put some books and stuff in there that I think would be good for parents to use as they're working with students. Yeah, so Debelina is saying, thanks for the tip on researching the associations for a specific career field. I have so much trouble with that word, that SP sound. Um, and I found that more and more as I've been working with students the last few years and really honing in on helping them learn more about their careers. So, every nursing, there's so many nursing associations. Whatever career is out there, there is a professional association for it. When I first decided I was going to become an independent educational consultant, I didn't know that there was a professional association for this until I went to a conference, a NACAT conference, and I'm like, oh, this is like a real thing. Okay, this is really interesting. So I belong to the Independent Educational Consultants Association, and that's what we do. We're a professional association of IECs who do work with students around college counseling, boarding school counseling, therapeutic counseling, law school counseling, graduate school counseling, so many different things. I want to talk about, because I'm all about representation matters and really making sure that we have an opportunity to see people that look like us or that look like me, because growing up, I didn't have that. As I've told people before, I didn't have my first Black teacher until I was in seventh grade. Miss Judith Smith, she was my seventh grade English teacher. And she just validated for me that it was possible for me to become a teacher. I remember, oh my God, I was so in love with her because she was a stylish Black woman and she was teaching English. So I'm like, oh my God, I ended up becoming a history teacher myself. But just the fact that you could have a role model up there in front of the classroom. I mean, that was so important to me. So one of the things that I love podcasts. Podcasts are one of my favorite companions when I'm walking because you can exercise your body and you can learn something while you're listening to a podcast. So one of my podcasts that I have grown to love, and again, this is part of my representation matters, but I think it's important for everyone. And I think I was introduced to this podcast by my friend, Antoinette Littlejohn. I mean, Antoinette Batiste, excuse me, Antoinette. I just like messing all up with names here. So it's called Tech Rap Queen. This is actually her Instagram page. And so let me get this off of here. This is, her Instagram page. So let me get this banner off of here right now. So Tech Rap Queen podcast. So it is by Renee Reed. She is the host. And Renee is a user experience designer for LinkedIn. Now, I would always see UX design. I'm like, what is UX? What is this all about? So, UX, in my humble way of defining it, somebody that's in UX design, they're looking at the user experience because as you're using LinkedIn, LinkedIn needs to get feedback on how people are experiencing their platform. You're taking Uber or you're taking Lyft. They have people who work for them who are constantly looking at data and looking at information to see how their consumers are experiencing their particular product or service. So Renee is a manager for UX design research for LinkedIn. And this is her podcast. Her podcast is all about looking at people who are creatives, Black creatives in all different types of fields. I'll show you what her podcast. She's on Spotify. She's on quite a few, but I usually follow her on Spotify. This is Renee, and she's the tech rap queen, and she loves head wrap. So you will always see that. These are just some of the people that she has had on her show, and as you can go through her Instagram, you might find out a little bit more about these people. But I would definitely follow her on Instagram because you get a little bit more about the folks. But here is the site to for her podcast, Tech Rap Queen. She created a new logo this year. It's beautiful. I love it, Renee. She is the Renee Reed. And her latest one was a young man who has a startup and helping people find this design site, adplist.org, which I had read about it. I had seen that name, but didn't really know the story behind it. So it was really interesting to listen to this. And all of the people that Renee features are Black and brown folks. Um, and you can just see their information here a little bit. Um, Jean White Johnson, she designs for folks with disabilities. So again, you can read about the work that she does. So there are just so many here. And as someone who has not a creative bone in their body, I don't think, listening to what these people have done, what they've been able to do, is amazing, super, super amazing. So I thank Renee Reed for bringing this podcast to light and for creating this and for being the tech rap queen, because it has fastly become one of my favorite podcasts. Now, I always got to have a book in here. So let me stop sharing the screen and go over here and talk a little bit about one of the books or two of the books that I have for you. And I may have talked about these before, but this is National Career Development Month for November. So it's a great time to talk about them. So this first one is called What Color is Your Parachute for Teens by Richard Bowles. Well, it's Richard Bowles presents, and then Carol Kristen help with it. It's Discover Yourself, Design Your Future, and Plan for Your Dream Job. So, What Color is Your Parachute is a brand book that has been around for a long time, with Dick Bowles, who passed away well, not that long ago. So this one is particular for teens, and some of the chapters, let's see what he talks about in this particular one. Discover your dream job and plot to get it. Sounds pretty good. Land your dream job, create your ideal life. He has all kinds of diagrams and exercises throughout the book that students can do. So, hey, Christmas is coming up. You've got a teen in the house that's trying to figure out what they want to do, and they really have no idea. Give them this as something to like browse through when they have time. Another one along the same line, which is by Catherine Brooks. She's continued in the footsteps of Richard Bowles with What Color is Your Parachute for College? Pave your path from major to meaningful work. So this is great. So if you have a person that's a college student that you want to give a book to help them when they get out of college or before they actually leave, this is a great book. Again, it has exercises in it that you have to go through, different surveys. Part one is preparing for departure, pack your backpack for the trip. And then it goes on to helping you create resumes and landing a job and starting your career, about how to use an internship or a short-term experience to help you in the work world. Talks about graduate school. But again, this is a great book, What Color is Your Parachute for College by Catherine Brooks. So that's something I think you would really be interested in. So this is a book, I know, full of books tonight, guys. It's bad enough that I buy books or I'm at the library always getting books, but then people send me books. But I love it. I will never turn down a book. My husband said, okay, do you really have to bring any more books in this house? I'm like, yeah, yeah, I guess I do. So this is actually one that was published by the Savannah College of Art and Design. So for those of you that are creatives, that are artsy folks, and that are thinking about going into something in the arts career, here's a book that's the Seven Lessons for Dreamers and Makers. And again, like I said, it's published by the Savannah College of Art and Design. Um, but it's just, of course, when you have a design school that creates a book, it just makes it so, so cool. And, cute little illustrations, but great information. Just some of the chapters, hold your hand high, never miss a field trip, cast your dream crew, pick your perfect seat, do the homework, be the unicorn, and treat every day like the first. And then the epilogue is to change the world, because, that's what we'd like to do. One of the things I really like about at the very beginning, they talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And again, this is really important to think about because, we all have to have certain needs met before we move up that pyramid. So I love the way that they do that. So the other thing I wanted to share with you, and I actually forgot to put it up on the website, well, on the screen. So let me see if I can get this up for you, because one of the things I think is so important for students is to always be aware of what information's out there, what college fairs are out there. So there is actually a fair coming up tomorrow, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's the National Association for College Admission Counseling's STEM and Arts Fair. So let me share that screen with you so you can see it. Free registration. Okay, so you just go to virtualcollegefairs.org, as you see up here, and it's tomorrow, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. You register, free registration, and focusing on arts and STEM. So far, they have 368 colleges that have signed up for this particular fair. This is the next to the last fair for the fall season. You can go, you can see what the live sessions are going to be. So when you click on here, and it tells you, it tells you all the different sessions. Now, if you have a particular college in mind, you just go to the search and look that up by the college, or you can go over here and you can filter out by different tags. You can do it by state, like if you just wanted to learn about diversity and inclusion, or just the arts, you would use that as a tag. You can search by state so that you're finding out looking only at the colleges in those particular states. The type of college. Do you want a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree? So you can go on here this evening, as soon as you finish, you can go on here this evening, you can register, you can look at the different sessions that are available. And if you click a remind me, they will send you a reminder when it's getting ready to start. And it's done in Zoom. So you'll be on Zoom on that particular link, and you'll get some information from the speaker, and then there's always Q&A. There's always a Q&A session. So again, this is really, really good, especially for people who are thinking about arts or STEM fields. And there's so many different schools that are involved here. When I, load more, let's see what else is here. There's so many schools. So I really hope people take some time to look at this. And even though it's 4 to 8, you can go from 4 to 4:30. You can go from 7 to 8. You use whatever time that you want in doing this. But again, this is the National Association for College Admission Counseling, their Arts and STEM Fair, tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Just go ahead and register, free registration. So I would sincerely, sincerely encourage anyone that's thinking of going to college, that wants to learn more about arts or learn more about STEM and what certain colleges offer, to definitely go on this. So folks, That's what I have for you this evening. Again, as I said, just if you get a chance, share these books with the young people in your life because it has some good information in here. What color is your parachute for teens, and what color is your parachute for college? And I hope that having some of these resources are something that's going to help you a little bit, and to move you forward in your career exploration, your career awareness, and your career development. We never stop learning. We are lifelong learners, and who knows, you might have a new career tomorrow at this time. So this is Dr. B from Steps to the Future. Remember, if you are interested in getting the newsletter, which this month features nursing, please go to this URL, bit.ly/steps 140, and that will get you on the subscription list. It comes electronically through MailChimp, so look for that. Um, Thank you, Debolina. I love it that you are a regular and that you come on and participate because it really helps to have conversations with people in the audience. Love to share books. That is my life. Part of my life is books. As I said, my husband is always just shaking his head when another package comes with another book. Um, yeah, so this is Dr. V from Steps to the Future. I hope it was helpful to you, and I will see you next Monday, hopefully with the guest. If not, well, you'll have me. We'll come up with something. The following week, I will be coming to you from Pennsylvania because I am going on my first official college tour that week, the week of the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th. So I will be in Pennsylvania visiting Ursinus College, and I will be coming from there. So I will be doing my live from Pennsylvania. Not sure. I have to see where we're going to be at 7 o'clock. We might be just be coming back from dinner. I have to look at the agenda again, and we'll just continue broadcasting. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you found any bit of this helpful, I'm thankful for that. Please make sure you share it out with people. Take an opportunity to look at it again. And back to essays. Yes, Debolina, back to a few essays because 11:59 is coming on strong. So take care, everyone, and have a fantastic evening. Bye bye.